Guys, Meghan Markle is trying way, way, way too hard. And it's resulted in an Instagram carousel that I think would have best been deleted. Because we have Prince Harry and Meghan Markle looking rather smashed at a Beyonce concert. And these are not pictures other people have posted. Meghan has posted this herself. Herself and her husband both looking pretty intoxicated because they're very smiley, too smiley, over the top, trying to look loved up. And I can tell you right now, I am less certain of their marriage than ever. The more she tries to push how in love they are, the less I believe it. Now, I could just be cynical, but sometimes those couples, especially in Hollywood, where they seem really, really loved up and then all of a sudden they divorce, I feel like that's a track Harry and Meghan are going down because things are not going really technically all that well behind the scenes. Prince Harry's lost his court case. Meghan Markle has a podcast flop to add to a flop of a brand, a flop of a TV show, like so many different things. Times are not necessarily good for the cosplay royals as their future as big business moguls, I think, is looking very, very unsteady, despite some happy talk along the way. So we shall get into all of these recollections because I'm wearing my Recollections Mayberry sweatshirt that I'm hoping to have available soon. You guys will have to let me know what you think. But if you haven't been to Royal News Network before, my name is Brittany. I provide compelling royal commentary. So please hit that subscribe button. I would love to have you back. And so we won't do our usual Crown Report section right now that we usually do, going over the other royal news because it is the weekend, so things tend to slow down. And I really want to do other things this Saturday. Hence why I'm in my sweatshirt because, guys, I was just planning to do a bit of cross stitch, go to the gym. But then we had, and here's the thing, guys, if it had just been this, it would have been okay. It would have been okay. This is perfectly fine to show. But after this point, it's way, way, way too much. And you're just sitting there going, so did she bring a personal photographer to just take pictures of herself and her husband at a flipping Beyonce concert? Number one, you're lame. That's unbelievably lame because you're utilizing the talent of Beyonce to promote yourself because we all know Meghan Markle does not have Beyonce level talent. And honestly, I feel like this is so passé, so just tacky, classless, cringy. This whole thing is just an episode of the ultimate disgusting cringe. You just watch this and you get the ick factor completely from her. Now, again, if she had left it at this about the concert, about last night, thank you, Beyonce and team, for an amazing concert and a very fun date night. All love. And where is the signing off with as ever? Or with love? What the heck? She is so inconsistent. And here's the desperation. Because she's so desperate for attention, there's no consistency in her social media posting. It's all over the place. She started off with a trend when she first launched to tie into her show, which she completely dropped a couple of times in, which tells me that she didn't really even believe in the premise of with love, which means she doesn't really believe in anything else. This is the real Meghan, the girl who wants to get smashed going to a Beyonce concert and getting a nice little section to hang out in. That's the real Meghan Markle. Let's be fully honest here. This is the real her. So we have to have this. That's not really a cowboy hat. And she's in a Carolina Herrera dress that she's trying to merch on Shop My. And just as a little bit out there, ladies and gentlemen, I have a Shop My. Me, a nobody. How lame is it that a former Duchess, technically current, but I would imagine former, sometime in the future, needs a Shop My to shop her Carolina Herrera dress that only a handful of people in the world can buy? That is idiotic. If she's going to actually make the stupid thing work, which I think it's not working already, which is why she's really toned down the posting because it's not really working. Because oopsie doopsie, when your dress costs $3,000, nobody wants to buy that. Shocker, right? That's so shocking. Let's look it up real quick. Because again, this deserves to be checked out. Ready to wear. We got dresses, guys. Let's see. Where is this dress? Sold out on Neiman Marcus. But who knows how many they had in stock. Here it is. Number one, guys, at least when it comes to designer stuff, they don't make that much of it. So for it to be sold out, they only had a handful in the beginning. And I don't even know if this might have been last season or something, but who would wear this to a concert? Number 1. And number 2, why is she merching it? It's so weird. It's so weird. If I find it somewhere else, I'll let you guys know, but I'm like, "Dang, that's so lame." Yeah, I'm not even sure why she actually decided to merch it at all because I think it was totally out of stock anyways. So, I don't know. Anyways, so she's overdoing it. This is the thing. Meghan, one of her problems is, and we see this executed over and over and over again in every single thing they do publicly. The smile is too much. She's trying way too hard to sell it. She overdoes this over time, these over exaggerating when she just could, have a normal smile. Not grinning ear to ear so incredibly hard, clinging to Harry. The actual picture that the Beyonce concert posted was even more cringy. Like he had his hand in his pocket, his arm around her, honestly, I thought was really weird. It felt more friendly than it did like a husband and wife. I don't think things are going necessarily very well, but they can cheat it in a picture real quick. Next, we have watching them dance. And why do we need this? Now, Meghan is wearing his hat. And so some moron is literally behind them, like filming them dancing. Why? This is something that a normal person like me would post. This is not something Meghan Markle really should be posting, who is royal adjacent and claiming a royal title. And honestly, this all seems very lame to me. No offense to the Beyonce fans out there. I'm not a Beyonce fan. Some of her music is okay, but I've never been that impressed. And then this, it's like you get the ick. What the heck? Like she's not even that into him. It just looks so tacked on. Like why? And then she's clapping like this. So who is filming them? I guess maybe him. Like he's getting in her face, filming them making out. What are you, 12? Like this is so juvenile. Okay, we got to get past that because we're all going to cringe. I have no clue who this dude is. She kind of looks familiar, but honestly, I don't care. So then we got more concert. Oh, look, Beyonce in a car. Whoop, 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 whoop. And then is this the one where somebody like turns around and you can actually see her or something? Meghan, not Beyonce. Well, and then we have to go over to Meghan. Why? That's so weird. That's so incredibly strange. So I'm going to wait here for a second and see if we can turn it around with the audio. Just because of copyright reasons, I might get in trouble. So. What? Guys, why is she doing that? What the heck? Why do we need to pan around and see Meghan react to Beyonce? As if Meghan is somehow like, it's such a blessing for Beyonce to be there, to have Meghan in her stadium. You will notice, though, that while the Beyonce concert did share a picture of Harry and Meghan having attended the event, did Beyonce go out and speak to them and take a picture with them? No, she did not. Very telling. Because what did we get with Taylor Swift? Why she went back and got a lovely picture with Prince William and the kids. A very lovely picture that is, I keep wanting to say mature, but that seems wrong because there are kids there, but classy, dignified, adult. Like mature is a good word. They look mature. They look like adults. In terms of that, it's not this cringy, childish thing. It's so weird. And then we have this where Harry looks like he looks terrible. And what I find interesting about their body language in some of the recent pictures is that it looks like they're strangling each other when they're trying to like hug and stuff. Like there's that picture of them on the beach and Meghan's like this and Harry's like grabbing around her. It doesn't look comforting. It looks like they're strangling each other. And then you have the picture of them that the Beyonce concert posted where like he has his hand in his pocket. Like he's kind of trying to be cool and he's grabbing her up here rather than down here. Because up here to me seems more friendly than lower. And so that's weird. And so now she's strangling him by hugging him, like grabbing around his neck in a stranglehold. And then we need a picture of the hat. Archie, Lily, my love, like, the cringe here. Like, dude, this is embarrassingly stupid. Like, I'm just being honest here. This is sheer stupidity. Like, why is the African continent there? You just got kicked out of your charity in Africa for being a bit of like a nothing burger anymore. You weren't helping them. They were struggling. And yes, I think there were problems on both sides. Gotta say that. But he did leave, and it didn't seem like he cared about it anymore. So why do you have the African continent there, buddy? You got the UK flag, the country you actively despise on multiple levels publicly, the California flag, because like this just screams to me, I have given up all my life to my wife for her to control because I am a weak beta male. But they both look, I mean, especially him, I would say more, and I don't say this lightly because I know people will say all the time, oh, Megan's hitting the sauce, she's hitting the wine. I do think they're actually both a little smashed here. And what image does this project? Because to me, this is, you could say, somewhat classy. I'm enjoying a concert, wanted to let you know and thank you, which means most likely they were paid to be there because they're going to get anybody there into the stadium. Although, to be quite honest, I think if you paid Harry and Meghan to go anywhere, that results in less people going there. Just saying. But then you get all this. Well, I have to show love to my husband. Oh, look, I'm dancing. Oh, look, my husband's kissing me. Oh, look, people we don't know. Look, oh, more things. Look, I strangle my husband. Look, and his hat. Like, it's too much. It's way, 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 way too much. And she's a business person, allegedly, and she's showing herself. And I mentioned this, guys, in a video on her podcast, is that when Elon Musk took a hit of marijuana on Joe Rogan's podcast, the Tesla stock literally tanked immediately afterwards. And so, again, she's supposed to be a businesswoman, and she's posting pictures of herself looking smashed at a concert. And yes, people can have fun, but there are ways to do that where it looks dignified, it looks classy, and you just needed this. But Meghan, see, she can't help herself. She always has to take it a step too far. And you see this so much in her writing. Her writing is overly flowery. She uses so many adjectives. And she, even in her podcast, she takes these long pauses and long diatribes and everything. It's overproduced, it's overdone. And what it comes across as is sort of desperate. And this is all very all over the place. She has some curated pictures here from her brand. This from a New York Times Magazine article. She's loving on her dog. Oh, child pictures. Me attempting to look like I podcast. Me going to a random New York City play because everybody can drop everything and go and see a New York City play across the country when they live in California. That's literally what she said, guys. Her randomly reacting to ducks she probably scared out into the open so she could get a video. Times. Looking important and deeply focused on Times. Oh, talking about the dangers of social media while onto social media. Oh, confessions of a female founder. It's so successful. Me and my kids in the roses. My husband and my kids. My son. What I call my son. Me flogging my dead dog to try to, by the way, she filmed this a year ago. This is so dumb. She filmed this a year ago. Her dog that she featured there is now dead. And she's throwing together, I'm sorry, what I would call a rather hideous bouquet of flowers that looks like something that would be on a casket at a funeral. I did forget to mention here that it's very, very strongly possible that this silly, pointless post that Meghan made was totally a reaction to Catherine getting a rose named after her. So Meghan has to show off a bouquet that included roses that she made a year ago with her dead dog. Like, seriously? You're jealous of a woman who struggled through cancer, has the love of the people, and has a flower named after her. You're jealous of that? Really? Really? None of this goes together. And then we're getting smashed at a concert. What? So, guys, here is the shot my. Like, and she's trying to hawk this stuff. It's really so pathetic, guys. Because again, I'm doing something like this. Me, a small channel. And yet she has a title. And this is the best she can do. This is the best she can do, and hawk something that people cannot wear. Curious if I let's do copy link address. So I don't wanna click on it, guys, but what I wanna see is where it goes. Yeah, it goes to the Neiman Marcus thing, which is already sold out, but I don't know, maybe they had 5 of them left, who knows? Designer high-end designer stuff like that usually is quite expensive. So, anyways, all this stuff is lame, and this is a picture, guys, I was talking about where it looks like they're strangling each other. That doesn't look loving to me. It looks creepy and weird and, like, tense and trying so hard. So, what can we get from all of this? Number 1, I wish I could scrub this from my brain. Nobody really wanted to see that. I feel like Harry and Meghan don't understand the difference between, like, personal and private. Like, you feel like they're getting the sense they're almost trying to invite you into the bedroom to try to sell the fact that they're in love. And I don't believe it. I really don't. The more they cling, the less I believe, because it's all performance. That is a performance, literally and figuratively. They are performing for us to sell the relationship. And there's a lot of tension going on. It's like they're trying to mask the fact Harry lost his huge court cases and on the hook for 1.5 million pounds. Meghan Markle's podcast, a flop. Her brand, who knows how much money she actually made because she didn't make that many products. And because of that, that means her overhead costs were probably pretty high and she didn't make that much on her first launch. Her TV show is going to go out again, but who knows how well it's going to actually do because I'm sure Netflix knows the true numbers and I'm sure they've told her, well, people did watch, but they only watched the first 2 episodes. So you better make sure this next season is good because it really didn't do that well for us at the end of the day. Yes, it got some viewership, but wasn't converting the way they wanted to. And although she can say Netflix, oh, look, everything sold out. I mean, although there must be some not so smart people at Netflix who signed them in the first place. But looking at all this, I'd be going, okay, how much did you have? Because I doubt she had more than a couple hundred. And that's nothing. She barely made that much money. I would imagine she didn't make all that much. Maybe 10 to 20,000 would be my guess, to be quite honest. 10 to 20,000. That's probably what she made because she didn't make that much. And they had to ship and she had to contract the people. Like there was so much contraction that her actual like jar to sale cost would probably be much higher than you would think. And she's overselling it, yes. So there's that factor too. But the reviews were bad generally. They weren't great. And so like how much is she going to have for her next batch? Who knows? We know nothing. The brand is telling us nothing. Like we know nothing. And then you show this where you're partying and seemingly getting hammered, grabbing all over your husband like you're 15. If I'm an investor, I'm looking at going, that's an unserious woman who is an unserious business who doesn't really have much to offer. And Meghan would be perfectly, I think, okay in the influencer world because that's clearly where she wants to be. She's not very good at actually producing. All of her stuff is boring and banal. She's not good at podcasting. We've seen 2 flops in a row now, for sure. But she does this kind of stuff. And it's hard to like her when she does weird things. And yes, you can have fun at a concert, but there's, I don't think, a good reason in your 40s with children to show yourself getting smashed and all lovey-dovey at the concert with your husband. You are in your mid-40s. Act like it. Don't act like a teenager. It makes her look so immature. It makes her look so immature. There are ways to have fun without looking like a child. And that's what she looks like. That's what they look like. The image she's promoting is a childish one. A one that's where I'm all into my husband, but like you're trying to sell business. I don't care if you're kissing all over your husband. That's not the issue here. I'm a business person. How are you making me money? That's not making money. It's not. It's just absolutely not. And I think she damages herself every time she does these kind of things. And there's a wild inconsistency in the vision she's trying to put out there. When she should have just posted 1 picture, she had to pose like 8. Just do the 1, Meghan. Just do the 1 and leave it at that. But I think because the marriage is breaking down, and I say this just because they have nothing in common. I mean, Harry's delusions and paranoia are the things that drive him anymore. I think she feeds it, but I also think she's sick of it. I think it's kind of like a kind of you wind the puppet up and you can't like the Fantasia thing, you can't turn the brooms off. And that's sort of where Meghan is. Because she almost purposely tried to torpedo her husband's security demands by showing a picture of themselves in Mexico, or at least their child in Mexico, presumably with them. And if I was looking at Harry's security case and he's demanding something from the government, I'm looking at that picture going, no, why would I give in to you? You just went to a dangerous place and you've done this multiple times now. But again, this is all about selling the failure. She's trying to cover up the failure of Confessions of a Female Founder, the failure of Harry's court case, the failure of so many different things they're trying to mask. But instead of doing something constructive, they go and party. And they're at that age where that's not cute anymore. And they need to figure out something better to do. I'm not sure how I'm supposed to get excited about somebody else attending a Beyonce concert. One that not a lot of people wanted to attend, to be quite honest. Apparently they had a tough time selling tickets, but Meghan Markle just can't seem to help herself. When she should post one picture, she has to post 8 or 10. And she overdoes everything to such an extent, it dilutes her brand instead of making it stronger. And this is another instance where instead of doing something that I would think would be productive, she does the exact opposite. And we shall see how everything plays out. But what about you? Are you like me and less convinced of the love than ever before, or more convinced? Because it always seems like to me, the celebrities who are trying the hardest to sell the love are usually the ones who call it quits first. So guys, let me know what you think of this video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think of the sweatshirt. Is the writing too big? I couldn't decide. So guys, let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Bye.